First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX and WIBX950.com.
On the line right now is high school senior now, right? Daniel Santiago, who is from Utica and has been getting some great looks from colleges around the country. He's from Utica, as we said, and looking ahead to a potential career in the NFL. I realize we're looking a little further down the road there, but let's look at college football in Division I. Daniel Santiago, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. I hate to be, I shouldn't be talking about what you're going to be doing down the road when there's so much to do right now, but you're having a great deal of success right now.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So tell us about your experience in the last year and how hard it was to do all of this during COVID.
Yeah, so obviously, COVID, things couldn't really be normal, especially here in New York. So then during the first big lockdown, me and my family decided to, help get, start a big change, physically and mentally. I feel like I've always took football, pretty serious, but that's when we, got one step closer, and we made a garage gym, and I made a pretty big transformation physically, and when we started to realize that football wasn't really going to be a thing here in the fall in New York, we decided to start searching for a backup plan.
Yeah.
That's when we reached out to schools that I've talked to before that are out of state, but our main plan was my uncle, who moved to Arizona around 3 years ago at the time. So obviously he's been there for a while. He settled in. He was down to have me move in with him for the season, just so I wouldn't miss my junior year.
Right.
And that's what we did.
So your uncle is Nick, and many people who follow local football would know he played Division I football as well, right? He went to Syracuse University from Proctor.
Yep, but Nick still lives here. I moved in with my Uncle Arnold in Arizona.
Oh, it was a different uncle. I apologize. I had that confused. I'm sorry.
And you went to, was it Horizon High School? Is that where you ended up going?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So
go ahead, Andrew.
So usually you're playing in your time here football in the fall when it's probably 50 to 60 degrees. Then you go from doing that to playing in Arizona. How was that transition for you?
Like I said, I was in, probably the best shape of my life. And, it wasn't really unexpected. So, we had time to prepare. I did some training with breathing masks and, some running, when it was, the weather was at its peak. So, just to get acclimated a little bit. Thankfully I was there early enough to do some things actually in the weather, before we started for real. And I feel like I did my best and it paid off.
So you've gotten, correct me if I'm wrong, 7 or 8 full scholarship offers from Division I programs from all across the country. And I believe last week you made visits out to, Illinois and to North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
Talk about, do you have a favorite at this point, or can you not say? Because I know that's something that's watched by all the colleges, like you can't show your hand at all to show where you want to go. But what can you say?
I can say that, it's a long process. It doesn't get, much better than this. It's all I really dreamed of. But, I am taking it one step at a time. Just taking out little steps to find where I really want to be and where I really want to, spark my career and, stay, for 4 years and, obviously get my degree from.
So another thing I wanted to ask, because it seems like, a lot of the COVID restrictions have gone away. Do you expect to come back to Proctor this fall to play, or do you have more exposure out in Arizona, and will you stay there?
That's another thing that's up in the air right now. Me and my family, we do have a plan right now, but, it's still in development and we're still thinking about it. But I'm sure the public will know soon.
Okay.
Okay. Well, and the cool thing is about Proctor is, of course, there's a great history of football at Proctor, and of course NFL history, which is awesome. But I'm assuming that where you went, talk about that just a little bit. What about that program? Is you hear about some of these southern states where the football program is just so enormous as compared to what we see up here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think here we have a lot of talent, especially talent, that gets thrown under the rug and, never seen again.
Yep.
I definitely feel like there's talent in Arizona, but it's a lot more, compact. There's probably 20,000 kids, within the radius that we have here in, Utica-Rome, Whitesboro, New York Mills. There's a lot more athletes. So, there's a ton more schools, and, that pretty much teams, pick and choose who they want to play for them.
Right.
So all the teams are well put together, and, the season's well put together, and, things, went pretty smoothly even though we were in a crisis.
All right. So just if anybody's wondering, you're a defensive lineman, 290 pounds, 6 feet, 2 inches tall. You're a big guy. You're quick, and a lot of people looking at you. A lot of schools looking at you. That's got to be a pretty amazing competitive. That's a whole different world than what most college or high school seniors or juniors are dealing with. It's quite an interesting world, right?
Absolutely. Like I said earlier, it's really a dream come true. The life I live right now, and the visits and talking to all these coaches is really what I always dreamed of, since I was probably 4 or 5 years old. It's something I look forward to, taking a picture in the team's uniforms, visiting their facilities, and actually, speaking to coaches myself without, having to do an extremely, insane amount of, reaching out and without any responses. Things are all falling together, I couldn't dream for anything else.
And then, how did they react to you coming to play at Horizon High School? How was the welcome wagon there? How did they receive you?
Oh yeah, so thankfully I reached out to a couple players before I actually moved out there, and obviously my dad, he talked to some coaches, but as soon as I got there, pretty much I felt part of the team and part of the family that they developed the past couple of years, and it was a really, really great welcoming, I definitely feel like, I was part of a really solid program.
Yeah. And how'd your team do, by the way, last fall?
I'm pretty sure we went 50-50 on the record. Mm-hmm. We had a tough schedule, but, we played all games that were scheduled and more.
Wow.
Obviously, we had 2 games or 2 weeks off, because someone was in contact with COVID on our team.
Okay.
So, a lot of people thought that would ruin things. But we came back and probably played the best team, easily one of the best teams in the state, top 5 teams in the state, Saguaro High School. I'm sure you guys heard of them. Mm-hmm. They're stacked with, a lot of good athletes, and, we played, and, we really played to the best of our abilities that game. And, we didn't win, but, I feel like we didn't let anyone down. So,
yeah.
With those teams, obviously that were, trying not to play the better teams or have a better position in the bracket. But, we played whoever wanted to play us.
Wow. Well, Daniel Santiago, we appreciate your time this morning. We wish you the best. It's going to be a really exciting couple of months for you to figure all of this out, and then your upcoming senior year is going to be, I would assume, is going to be really very exciting with a lot of opportunity, and we wish you the best.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me.
All right, we'll talk again. Thank you, Daniel.
Good luck, man.
Sounds good.
All right, bye-bye. Daniel Santiago, a name you should remember.